write this down. How to be a highly effective coach. How to be a highly effective coach. This is an amazing topic we're talking about right now, because we're really going to talk about how to be like a great coach. Sometimes, like, you know, we talk a lot about business too, but this one is really, I want all of us to get great at the art and science of coaching. That's really what this is. How do I be great at really coaching itself, be a great coach? The reason why this topic is super important and it's close to my heart is because there's so many people in this world that have great information and great advice, but because they don't have the skills of coaching, they're not really making the impact that they want to make in the world. Because they don't have the skill of coaching, it's people are misinterpreting what they say, or they're not really as motivated as they could be, or they're not really getting the results that they should be getting. Right? All of us, we're here. So you have something to give, you have something to share with the world, you have something to really help your clients with. But if that doesn't materialize into results for them, then, you know, it feels good. It feels good to help, but at some point, especially as coaches, and you know, our job is to really help and give and serve the world. We're not doing it just to do it. We're doing it because we want to see results. If that was the case, you could just be a public speaker and you don't care if anybody gets results. I'm just going out to say what I gotta say, and I don't care who implements or does what with it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not being flippant about speaking, because I love speaking. I do it all the time, and you know, I do speaking engagements all the time. I love speaking. You know what I'm saying? And we'll continue to do more trainings and stuff on speaking. But what's interesting about coaching is our job when it comes to coaching is really to help people make progress. That doesn't mean they're always going to hit their goal. So don't get that twisted, because we can't control that, right? We can't put people on our back and force them to get results. But what we can do is we can put people in the environment. We can give them the resources. We can give them the tools. We can give them the support and everything we need to help get them to make progress, right? We just had one of our members who just had a $28,000 month, right? I can't promise everybody's gonna have a $28,000 month, but I can promise you this: like, if you stick with it and you keep learning and growing, you'll get clients, you'll make money, right? You might make, you know, 2, 3, 4 grand a month. You might make 5 grand a month, 10 grand a month. We got members who were, you know, closing. You just had a member who closed a high ticket deal, got a client her first week in this program, right? Had another client who closed, you know, made $5,000, like they was making $5,000 a month, like within the first 2 months of being in here. So it's absolutely possible. It's really just going to come down to, you know, we talked about commitment earlier and really making it happen. And you being a great coach is really going to help accelerate the rate at the way people make progress. You follow what I'm saying? Is that making sense? So that's super, super key. All right. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go through I got 4 things I want us to write down, and it's going to come to what it looks like being an effective coach. All right. And then we'll write it down, and then we'll go through it. Coach, we have to be clear on some of y'all know this, but this is key. Coaching curriculum. You got to be clear on what your coaching curriculum is. And I even put principles in parentheses. Yo, you have to be clear on this. A lot of times, this is the difference between, oh, I'm just giving advice, or I'm just kind of just saying what I know, or just having a conversation with somebody, versus I'm actually coaching. A coach is very clear on the steps that it takes for somebody to achieve results. You know, you could be a mentor, or you can just be, you know, or you can just say, hey, I'm just kind of giving you some advice, or I'm teaching you something. But when you're coaching, you should be very clear based on your experience, right? Nobody knows for sure to say, okay, this is absolutely what, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has their own set of principles. But whatever's true for you, you should be clear on what that is. That's the reason why each and every one of us, the first thing that you got when you came into this program was the playbook, because that is what is going to help you get clear on how you help people and get you clear on what you're actually going to teach them. Super clear. Other than that, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen if you don't have that as a coach. What's going to happen is you're going to have conversations with people and they're going to say, wow, this was good. Like, and they may not even tell you to your face. They might tell it to somebody else. They might be like, wow, you know what? Working with Sharon was great. No, I mean, I love working with Sharon. It's good. Like, we have a great conversation. She gives me some good advice. Yeah. And, but I still feel like something is missing. I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like we have good conversations, but it's like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm really making progress. Like, I feel like there's something else. And it's always going to feel like it's something missing, is what we call an attitude assessment. Everybody write that down. An attitude assessment. An attitude assessment is really just understanding the person that's in front of you. To really be an effective coach, you have to understand the person. You have to understand, their attitude. You have to understand their characteristics. You have to understand the type of person that you are, their personality, the type of person they are. Right? You could put, if it makes more sense, you could put personality in front of it. I like to call it attitude because there's a certain way, not like they got an attitude, but just their approach to, like, they're just kind of like their approach, their demeanor and approach to things. And you have to really understand that person that you're in front of. So a good way is, we talked about this before, is to go and is to really understand DISC, the DISC assessment, DISC, the DISC. You can take it for yourself. That's a personality assessment. All right. I love this one. Y'all might have heard me talking a lot about this one recently. Identity switching. Identity switching. If this is your first time hearing it, you're going to be in for a doozy. Identity switching. This is another thing that you need to have in your arsenal to be a highly effective coach. Coach T, what's identity switching? So, in order to achieve your goals, whatever your goal, I'm talking to you now, whatever goals you need to achieve, there's a reason why you don't already have those goals. Let's remove all of the excuses. Let's be real. Anything that you really wanted to achieve, you can do, right? If you adopt that belief, then you also need to adopt the belief that the reason why you're not where you want to be is because you haven't become the type of person that deserves those results yet. Right? The reason I'm not bulging with muscles like I'm a bodybuilder is because I haven't adopted the mindset or the thinking. I haven't adopted the attitude, and I haven't adopted the actions that the type of person who is a bodybuilder has. Because if I did, I would have muscles like a bodybuilder. Does that make sense? The reason a lot of people, all of us are on a path here, but the reason a lot of people don't have, or in business, are not making 6 and 7 figures or beyond is because their actions don't align with the type of person that makes 6 and 7 figures. All right. And last but not least, to be a phenomenal coach, y'all gonna love this one. You need to have your own progress map. Your own progress map. You'll learn a lot of new strategies today. A progress map. Your progress map literally needs to be like similar to what the PCS map is in here, right? So when you think about the PCS map, that's one of the first documents we gave you. And we said, look, this is your yellow brick road. This is what you're going to follow as part of this program. So each and every one of us should be following it. And your coaches or your mentors that's part of this program that you're working with, they're going to push you to follow this map. They're going to push you to follow it because this is what we've laid out in terms of what you need to do to be successful. So for you to be a great coach, you really want to have, what is your map? What is your Like, what is your system? So I'm gonna put it this way: you have your curriculum in terms of what you teach people, right? But what is the map though? Because I'm gonna tell you this, like, I'll give you a perfect example, right? So a lot of y'all hear me talk about the lead flow formula, right? And essentially that comes down, a lot of y'all, I've explained this a lot, especially if you came, I brought you through the program. So you might have heard me talking about this, especially recently, right? Where we talk about your executive offer, right? What else do we talk about? We talked about, your content system. We talked about your lead flow, and then we talked about like sales, right? Sales conversions, right? So when you look at what you need to learn, that's like the curriculum, but what's the map? The map is, what are the specific milestones that I need to check off in order to achieve the goal? Because you could tell somebody that they need to learn. Sorry if y'all hear my dog in the background, it must be someone at the door. So it's about the specific milestones that they need to check off in order to achieve it. Because you can tell somebody, all right, cool, I want you to do mirror work. But if you don't have any milestones for them to check off, for them to do it effectively, then it's like, you telling me I should do it, but how do I even know if I'm doing it correctly? How do I know if I really completed the activity? You need milestone steps to share what people need to do to complete the activity. Is that